PlayStation VR released just over a year ago, and since then, nearly 150 PSVR and PSVR-compatible games have been released.
Yeah, from huge AAA games to digital indie titles, the PSVR's lineup is pretty diverse, but there's nothing quite like this next game, question mark? I don't know, what do you say about it?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's like immersive theater more than anything. You're an active participant in a murder mystery.
Yeah, it's super intriguing. Let's take a closer look at the Invisible Hours.
Quizás no es muy recordado hoy en día fuera de Francia, pero Sarah Bernhardt fue una de las actrices más célebres del principio del siglo XX. Sarah ni siquiera conocía a Tesla, es más, nunca llegó a ver a Tesla vivo. Nuestra Sarah Bernhardt difiere un poco de la Sarah Bernhardt que conocemos por los libros de historia. Lleva una cierta doble vida.
She is a professional liar, that's what she does. She creates characters and lives inside them.
Sarah Bernhardt, el personaje, es todo lo que puedes imaginar de una diva, es más grande que la vida misma, es la sofisticación, es una devorahombres. Sarah la persona no es lo que su rostro muestra.
We have a fantastic actress who's been a real chameleon in this role, Fiona Renee. I think she's really going to blow people away.
She's always in performance mode. She's always on, ready for the eye.
How much of this person is real? How much of this is the performance?
Bernhardt changes motives with different people. Her overall motive is definitely herself.
An actor can be trusted.
All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players.
You know Shakespeare? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Rob makes sure that we have the time to be directed properly. We had a rehearsal period, we took our time with the scenes, we found our motivation. He treats the production as if the actors are doing theater. We rehearse the scenes in one full scene, even if there are cuts, because it's one fluid moment, one fluid feeling.
Monsieur, Monsieur, please, please.
We've got to keep in mind the period of the piece. We would be in corsets and heels, and my hair would be up, and all of these physical attributes for costume and makeup and hair that we're unable to recreate physically. So to imagine that and then to actually create the body to become that without the help, I would say is very difficult, especially for someone who naturally is not in the physical position as the character. So like I said before, I usually hunch quite a bit in normal day-to-day life. I'm very kind of like, but with Sarah Bernhardt, she's pristine.
A man did just die here.
But the show must go on, no? Shall we?
There's a company called Punch Drunk out of New York. They do Drowned Man in London and Sleep No More. The only experience that I've had very similar to this at all has been their shows. There's not many things that exist where you can 100% put your body in another world and experience it the way that you want to. This is like digital theater. For an actor, it's wonderful.
Oh, what?
Closer, there.
This is unbelievable.
This is the attic. You're going to go up the stairs there with that.
The Invisible Hours just released last month, but there are a lot more VR games releasing soon.
So many that we asked our buddy Cole Watson to create a special episode of Hidden Gems this month.
Here's Hidden Gems Special VR Edition.
Hello again, my lovely constituents, and welcome to a very special virtual reality edition of Hidden Gems, in which I will discuss with you the VR titles you need to know about in order to pass the quiz at the end of this segment. Yes, you will be tested on these, so pay excruciatingly close attention to every detail I discuss, because this will affect your final grade. So if my lovely teacher's assistants, Sean and Bonnie, would kindly pull us out of this bit, we'll get started. Cole Watson's Stupid VR class is now in session. First, we have Skyrim Br, a game for which people have been asking since before virtual reality was even a viable idea for a platform, let alone available on the consumer level. At this point, most people, even non-gamers, have at least heard of Skyrim. It's the game with all the dragons and bread rolls and confusing metaphors for marriage that have inspired countless memes, stolen countless hours of potential productivity, and made countless boyfriends late for dinners with their girlfriend's parents. Now, Skyrim isn't personally my thing, and I have faced a hellish barrage of criticism and questions as to why don't you like Skyrim? After all, it's received no shortage of critical acclaim, with Game Informer recently hailing it as the single greatest RPG ever made, as well as it being one of the world's most profitable games, having shipped over 30 million copies since its launch in 2011. And yeah, sure, those are some impressive figures, but the numbers don't mean anything in comparison to the amount of insatiable passion that people have for this game. If you say you don't like Skyrim, people can't even wrap their heads around it, and I absolutely love that. This idea that somebody could be so enthralled and head over heels with something that they couldn't possibly understand why or how somebody could have a negative word to say about it is amazing to me. If you have that passion, do not let anyone take it away from you, especially not me. The gaming world, and really the world at large, is full of negativity. It's full of people who want to damper your enjoyment of something because they feel the need to assert their superiority over the world of, having opinions, I guess. It's a silly way to live your life, especially when it comes to games whose entire purpose is to be fun. Now you might be thinking, yeah, that's all well and good, but you're not getting off so easy, pal. You still didn't tell us why you don't like Skyrim. To which I would respond very simply, my opinions are bad. Coming in at number 2, we have Radial-G, which is an F-Zero inspired cyberpunk racing game that has been flamboyantly showing its moves since early last year on the Oculus Rift and HTC Vive. However, in the interest of sci-fi dystopia inclusion, it will be making itself available to PSVR owners on November 28th. So what sets Radial-G apart from the dozens of other F-Zero clones floating around the indie gamosphere? Quite a lot actually, but let's start with the core gameplay. Radial-G introduces a frantic combat element to the already frantic high-speed races of this popular subgenre, displaying its versatility across 9 different game modes, 9 different tracks, and 7 different ships with varying attributes and abilities. In addition, you'll also be able to play with up to 7 friends in online multiplayer races. Now, if you're thinking, man, that sounds great, but all of my friends have this game on PC and also go to different schools in Canada, but they're totally real and not imaginary. Don't fret, my fellow sad human being, because Radial-G has you covered to the extent that a video game can cover a person. If your friends have this game on their HTC Vive or Oculus Rift, you'll all be able to play together seamlessly with its PC PSVR Link Up Play feature. Pre-order this one now before you crash directly into a wall, because good God, this game is fast. At number 3 this month, we have Doom VFR, which stands for Desensitizing, Outlandish, Opulent, Murderous, Victorian-Era Furniture Restoration. Or at least that's what this press kit says. You know what? This is actually an ad for that new Amish furniture warehouse that just opened up over here. Man, they're playing hardball with their marketing. This really looks like a Doom ad. Anyhow, the thing I'm actually talking about is the 2016 remake of Doom relentlessly mashing its way into a VR exclusive spin-off on the PSVR and HTC Vive. Last year's Doom was, in my opinion, the most underrated shooter of the year. Doom is absolutely brutal in the best way possible, with its pummeling hellscape of a setting, its constant display of bloody limb explosions, and its driving, aggressive soundtrack, which contains a number of awesome audio Easter eggs if you feel like doing some research on your own. VFR largely differs from the original game in a number of ways, most notably in its playstyle and character setting. You play as the resurrected consciousness of a scientist who was killed during the original invasion of Mars, with the goal of returning the station to something similar to order, shooting your digitized sentience into an array of robots throughout the station to achieve this goal, while also slaying demons left and right. Now, one of the features most praised in last year's Doom was the Glory Kill, which gave you the ability to stylishly turn hell beasts into meat clouds with different melee finishing moves. VFR somehow found a way to make that concept even cooler by allowing you to literally shoot yourself into a demon and destroy them from the inside out. The only way that could be any more brutal would be if your gunfire was the entire Deathwish Records catalog played all at once. Doom VFR will be available on December 1st for only $29.99, so pre-order it now before it does something crazy and hellish, like forces you to watch the extended cut of Suicide Squad, or burns you alive. At number 4 this month, we have Bravo Team, which before this segment I thought was a vapid new game show on the Bravo network about teams that pitch vapid new game shows for the Bravo network. Developed yet again by the wonderfully talented folks at Supermassive Games, Bravo Team is a cooperative shooter set in an alternate version of modern-day Eastern Europe in which your bewildering incompetence gets the president killed. Oh, nice job, buddy. Now who's gonna pass laws about tea and wear ridiculous wigs and stuff? Can you tell I don't know a lot about Eastern Europe? Anyway, teamwork is the name of the game, not literally of course, as your success hinges on proper communication. You must determine with your partner who gets which weapons, which strategy would be most effective, and whether or not it would be wise to split up, which, if you've ever seen an episode of Scooby-Doo, will likely lead to you being chased through a seemingly endless hallway by a cranky old man in a party store mask. This game takes full advantage of the capabilities of VR, giving you the option to physically look around corners before charging, make split-second decisions in an immersive, seamless game world, and even hold the controller over your head to blind fire from cover. And if you feel the need to hone your skills in private, as to not embarrass yourself in front of your cool internet friends, Bravo Team also offers a single-player mode. Start practicing calling out ridiculous military buzzwords now, as this one will be available for the PSVR on December 5th. All right, that's everything. Are you ready for your quiz? Well, don't be, because you all get an A for participation. You have been incredibly attentive. You've done a wonderful job. This doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I'm not a licensed teacher and the cops are hot on my tail. I'm just feeling generous, but I need to leave though. Hit me up on Twitter at ColeIsNugatory if you want to talk, and if you want more information on any of these titles, speak with a guest advisor, or your guidance counselor, or your pastor, or anyone who really gets you, you know?
So we dropped a lot of VR knowledge on you, and maybe you're thinking about making the leap to VR, but a little short on the funds?
Sure.
GameStop can help.
It's true. Get more of what you want by trading the things you don't use anymore. Take your games, accessories, systems, and tech to your local GameStop store and trade them towards a new PSVR unit, or nearly anything else GameStop carries in stores or online.
Yes, it really is just that easy. Gather up the stuff you don't use anymore, take them to your local store, and save on what you really want.
After the break, we'll go down under with Laser Beam and geek out with some new Think Geek products.
Don't touch that dial, mate.
Wait, what? What?
I don't know. It's something, TV people say.
Sure, yeah. Don't touch that dial.
Don't touch it.
Mate.